Hi guys, we're working after this test. I do want to spend time solving literal equations for variables and getting terms in your answer that have a letter in it. The variable can be in the answer in literal equations. So let's talk about how to do it with a basic equation. So simplify, if we have an equation starting up here, solve E equals IR for R. So we isolate R. The goal is to solve for R. The only thing I don't like about this paper is that they don't line up the equal signs. They kind of, I like it when the equal signs look better, but that's okay. For the purpose of this example, they divide both sides by I. So divide by I, divide by I. E equals IR. Divide by I, you get R equals E over I. That's the answer. You have now isolated I. How do you isolate I? Inverse operations. You solve equations using inverse operations. Let's look at d over t equals r. Solve it for t. So isolate t, or solve it for t, to get t equal to an expression where there's a d and an r, d and r. So d over t equals r. We're going to multiply both sides by t. So now d equals r times t. Now we have successfully isolated t. You divide both sides to get the equation by r. You have to now divide both sides by t. So recap. E equals IR. Get r alone, you get r equals I over E over I. D over t equals r. Get t alone. When you isolate for t, you get t, isolate t to get t equal to an expression. So you multiply both sides by t. You have t on the right side. Then you divide both sides by r, getting t equal to d over r. I do want to make one mention of what they did here. They did two steps. If you remember, I told you there's a trick of flipping. The flipping will help here if you do flipping or cross multiplying. So they get a little more intricate. We have examples here where we have a equals 1/2 h times the quantity b1 plus b2, solving for b1. Lots of steps for solving for b1, but it is manageable. So you step one at a time. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2, giving us 2h equals 2a equals h b1 plus b2. And now we're going to subtract. After we FOIL out the h, we're going to subtract by hb2. So we now have 2a minus hb2 equals h times b1. Now divide both sides by h, and our final answer is here. We're going to end up with b1 equals 2a minus hb2 divided by h.